Thank you, Mr Speaker. Always a pleasure to follow the erudite and enlightening Mr O'Connor. I am very pleased to rise to take a final call on this third reading of the good Dr Calder's most excellent private member's bill, the Summary Offences Possession of High-Powered Laser Pointers Amendment Bill. New Zealand First supports this bill, Mr Speaker. We are proud to support it and pleased to have the opportunity to support it. This is a fine bill, Mr Speaker, and we in New Zealand First believe it will make a quite splendid law. Mr Speaker, this is a short, simple bill, but it will have quite far-reaching effects. By removing powerful handheld laser pointers from the hands of people who have no legitimate purpose for possessing them, Dr Calder's bill, his swan song, his legacy from this august institution, will make New Zealand a safer place. Of this there is no question. As we debate, Mr Speaker, even as we here in this House of the People, as we plan their demise, there are ne'er-do-wells out there who look to the skies with lasers in hand and malice aforethought. Dr Calder's bill will make flying New Zealand a safer undertaking, Mr Speaker. Removing powerful lasers from persons of nefarious intent will materially lessen the risk and incidence of such devices being used to interfere with airliners on approach to our airports, to other aircraft, to police and rescue helicopters, and indeed it will make driving on our roads safer as well. Mr Speaker, we are fortunate here in New Zealand that we have not as yet suffered greatly in the way that some nations have, as a result of the same idiots who think it funny to blind pilots using their dangerous toys to dazzle and distract drivers on the motorway. This has happened in other parts of the world, Mr Speaker, and it was only a matter of time before this country came to suffer similarly. Fortuitously, Dr Calder's bill has come before this House and through its processes just in the nick of time. Via this new mechanism, we the people can negate the potential for harm posed by such persons and their illicit use of these devices. We can remove the said devices from the possession of the aforementioned scoundrels and bang said scoundrels up at Her Majesty's pleasure for a short, sharp 3 months. May it be an unpleasant and uncomfortable 3 months, Mr Speaker, for anyone so convicted. Mr Speaker, tonight we have been treated to Dr Calder's valedictory speech as he prepares to depart these halls for whatever adventure life has next in store for him. And a fine speech it was too, I might say. As fine a speech as this bill is a bill. Standing ramrod straight and fixing us with a gaze every bit as steely and direct as any a laser beam, Dr Calder has bid us farewell and left us with this, his legacy. Well done, I say, Dr Calder. Well done and thank you. Fair winds and flat seas. Mr Speaker, we have come to the end of this process of lawmaking. At the conclusion of this debate, we shall vote this bill onto the statutes and into law. It will be a fine law. It is a necessary law, and as I have said, a law which has found us just in the nick of time. I do not intend to delay the passage of that unnecessarily, Mr Speaker. Over the course of this bill's passing through the House, we have learned about the need for such a piece of legislation. We have examined the science of lasers. We have heard harrowing tales from overseas and from the skies above us. And we have learned about legitimate uses for lasers as well, Mr Speaker. I bought another one myself only last week. Strolling as I was with no particular intent, as one does, through one of the admittedly less well-trod corridors of one of the lower floors of my extensive armoury, I discovered a certain sporting long gun which I had somehow omitted to fit with a laser sight. That omission, I can tell the House, has now been rectified. But that is a legitimate purpose, Mr Speaker, and what we are dealing with here is improper use. This bill will address that improper use. It is a fine bill from a fine member who will be genuinely missed. We support it, and I commend it to the House. Thank you.
Speaker.
Mike Sabin.
Thank you, sir. Very pleased to be able to take my last call on this.